you deal cumulatively with the question 2.1 and 2.2, because the one question was specific to the Memorandum of Agreement with Medicare 24 during or about October 2021, and the other one being item 2.2 dealt with Memorandum of Agreement concluded with CAT VIP protection during or about October 2021. You then provide your answer from paragraph 59 at page 11 through to 66. Would you like to take the commissioners through your response as regards any knowledge you had regarding the conclusion of these two documents and any role you played, if any, in the conclusion of the two documents? Thank you.
Thank you, SC. The document, the memoranda, the two memoranda that were signed by Brigadier Mkhwanazi. To my knowledge, it did not come to the attention of my office, and I did not know the origin, and I did not even know that they were implemented. For me, it is irregular for the department or a junior official to enter into a memorandum or memoranda without the accounting officer. The memoranda obviously contained the issue of the donation and so forth, but for me it was illegal. It was not within his powers to actually enter into those memoranda.
You reference annexures IM 9 and IM 10, which appear in your annexure bundle, page 9 and page 31, my apology, and page 32, respectively. Your bundle file. It should have your name on the spine and read annexures. Have you found it? It should have your name and a file with your name on the spine, headed annexures. And I'm referring you to annexures 9 and 10, which appear at page 31 and 32, respectively.
Page, apology.
No, it's quite okay. Page 31.
Yes. Page 31, yes, ma'am.
Please confirm that that is marked IM 9.
Yes.
And it's an email with a name at the top, Liesel Tires. Is that where we are at?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. We are going to have regard to that document. And the following one, which is IM 10. And then you annex the two memoranda as IM 11 and IM 12, respectively. Okay. Now, you indicate in your statement, and I think you have confirmed now in oral testimony, that you had no knowledge of the conclusion of these documents, these memoranda. You played no role in their conclusion. You state at paragraph 63, the first time I saw, and at page 12, the first time I saw signed versions of the memoranda was on 26 November 2025. Is that correct? No, Dr. Mashazi.
I beg your pardon?
You have to be verbal in your response.
Correct.
Thank you. Now, you specifically call them signed versions. Does that suggest you have seen unsigned versions?
Yes, I have.
Where have you seen them?
It was through communication between, it was in the, I think it was in the iPad report. I don't recall, but we will check and verify.
Because you have annexed IM 9 and IM 10 at paragraph 65, and we said IM 9 starts at page 31. That's an email. And this, as I read it, is an email from Jermaine Fortain. It's dated the 24th of October, 2021. Do you see where I'm reading? And it reads, "Good day, Lizelle. For attention, if the chief, I guess that's off. Draft proposal accepted by Medicare 24, yet to do some amendments." You see where I'm reading? Am I reading this correctly, that this particular email had attached to it the two memoranda? Sound. Yes, ma'am. Is it the two memoranda that were attached to this email?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, you suggesting that that email forwarded the unsigned memoranda? Is that what you're saying, or am I misunderstanding you?
Yes, ma'am. As we indicated about the time constraint and the volume of evidence and statements, and as well as transcripts from the witnesses. Well, our statement needs to be amended in terms of that, in terms of this particular sentence, and we would amend that.
Okay, for the record, just indicate the extent to which you'd like to amend that sentence, just to
Yes.
place it on record.
That we first saw the signed one, but to be honest, the question that you posed to me is, was I aware
Yes.
of the memoranda? And my answer was that I was not aware, and also it was irregular for the department to enter into that. But in terms of how and when, which one was signed, in terms of the iPad report, whether it was signed or not, I cannot give you a definite answer. That's something we'll go back and recorrect.
Okay, because you attach at paragraph 64, the two signed memoranda, marked
Yes.
annexed to IM 11 and 12. Am I understanding you correctly that IM 11 and 12 are the signed versions that you first came to learn of on the 26th of November, 2025,
Exactly.
when they were presented to your attorneys?
Yes.
Okay. Then does that suggest that you were aware of unsigned versions?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you able, firstly, where did you obtain the unsigned versions, if I may inquire?
I don't remember. Yes, I'm saying that because of the time constraint,
Yes.
it was difficult for us to get information anyway. And as I indicated during our session, that when you request documents, you are requested to go through the POPI Act and so forth and so forth. So the time given to us, it was definitely difficult, because at some point we requested some document and we told that we must apply. My attorney must apply. And I'm expected to appear and give proper evidence in terms of my testimony.
Okay. Then the annexed IM 11 and IM 12, which you say you obtained from the commission, attached, are both signed and date by above the name J.D. Mkhwanazi, Director, Specialized Services. And I'm looking specifically at page 42, 35 and 42 of the two annexures. You see that?
Yes, ma'am.
At page 35 is the conclusion of the first memorandum. There's a signature there that has been redacted. J.D. Mkhwanazi, Director, Specialized Services. The second memorandum, JM 11, starts at page 37, and page 42, once again, has got a redacted signature. and above the name J.D. Mkhwanazi, Director, Specialized Services. And these are the documents that you say you obtained from the commission. Both of them are dated, partly dated. No, they are not dated. They reference, however, an effective date of 10/2021. Do you accept that just from the
Yes,
document
I do.
itself?
Yes, I do.
So we can accept that these would have come to your attention at the earliest in October 2021, at the very earliest, not before. Do you accept my logic?
I don't.
They are dated October 2021. They would suggest that they would not have been in existence prior to that date.
Yeah, they were never brought to my attention, as I indicated. Whether they are dated 2021, he signed them in 2021, or all I'm saying is I don't want to get into details of when was it signed, the draft, and so forth. All I want to respond to, according to my knowledge and according to my understanding, is that the two documents were never brought to my attention. This is the practice from the Department of Metropolis, not the city itself, because if I was aware of such memoranda, I was going to take action, to be honest, because it is irregular for a department to enter into any relationship with external service provider without the knowledge of their accounting officer.
And my question was informed by your statement that you had seen the unsigned version of these memoranda. And I was trying to determine, and for that we will have to rely on your memory, as to when that could possibly have been that you saw unsigned memoranda.
Can you repeat the question?
I say my question regarding these two is informed by what you stated, paragraph 63. You said the first time I saw signed versions was when you obtained them from the commission. I had asked you a question, that's whether it is correct to understand that means you have seen unsigned versions, and you confirmed that. So I wanted to determine when that could possibly have been that you saw unsigned versions of these two memoranda.
I think it was during the IP report. I'm not sure. Hence, ma'am, I'm saying, can we be given an opportunity to go and confirm?
I'm happy to do that. I don't have a challenge, but I just want to know what opportunity we are giving you.
Yes.
Yes. Are we giving you an opportunity to go test whether or not the unsigned, you saw the unsigned memoranda in the IPID report?
Yes.
Or whether you saw them elsewhere?
Yes.
Okay. But to your, as a guesstimate, you would say it's most probably the IPID report, although I will not hold you to that answer until you have cross-checked.
Okay.
Okay. And you conclude that section by saying you had no knowledge of these memoranda or either one of them. You don't even know, I'm now at paragraph 65, whether they were ever implemented, and you confirm that you did not play any role whatsoever in their conclusion. That's correct. And you then invite the commission to turn to Chief Mapieye and Brigadier Mkhwanazi to explain how these memoranda came into existence and how they were signed.
Correct.
Thank you. That then concludes your response to the second question as regard. Yes, Commissioner.
Before you leave this section, Dr. Mashazi, around February 2023, there was a media inquiry from a News 24 journalist, where that journalist was asking about the very memoranda we are discussing under this section. Did you at that stage become aware of that inquiry?
It is true that I had that interview with the journalist. His inquiry was about the investigation, the internal investigation, not actually the memoranda, the two memoranda. It was about the investigation and the discipline, the investigation from IPID. What was my understanding? What have we done with the IPID report. That was the basis of the interview with the journalist.
No, I'm not asking about the media interview you had. I'm asking about inquiry from a journalist called Jeff Wicks on 2 February 2023,
Yes.
which was addressed to EMPD or Ekurhuleni, where the subject of the inquiry was this very memoranda that we are discussing now.
Unfortunately, I did not deal with that particular inquiry. And even the investigation, it was between the HR and chief of police as well as HOD legal. I think he's going to speak more about it, the HOD legal, because he's the one who went through the process with the chief of police. And he's the one who went through that, and he further complained about the leakage of information. So I cannot comment on that.
And then the IPID report, because you say in 61.1 of your statement that it was presented to you by officials of IPID on or about September 2023.
Yes.
So it was presented to you.
The IPID report, yes, was presented to me.
And am I correct that the IPID report recommended that the city of Ekurhuleni must charge Julius Mkhwanazi?
Agreed. And
the subject of those charges was this very memoranda that we are discussing, that he had entered into this memoranda with CAD Security Services. That was the recommendation from IPID.
Yes, sir.
And you did not act on that recommendation. In fact, you either disregarded it or you chose not to comply with it. I don't know which is which.
In terms of the IPID report was presented. Number one, it was sent to Chief of Police to action because Julius, by then, he was a director. So I did something because the allegations contained in the IPID report were very gross. I acted by referring the report to Corporate and Legal and Chief of Police, because Chief of Police is mandated in terms of the SEFS Act to actually discipline members. And Julius, being one of his subordinates, he was supposed to do that. Even when you look at the IPID report, I don't know, I have it somewhere where they write to him to implement or to discipline Julius. So from my point, I did something as an accounting officer by referring it, because it's a legal document. I referred the document to HOD legal, who later informed me that the document is incomplete, and he has advised chief or whatever that they cannot take action on this document, rather let them do the internal investigation. But from my part, I did not participate in the discipline of junior officials. My part was for me to accept the report and refer it to the relevant officials who are responsible to discipline Brigadier Mkhwanazi in terms of his relationship, and also the memoranda that he entered into, the blue light story, the registration of vehicles. Those things were dealt with at the departmental level.
So as city manager, when you become aware that at departmental level, in the face of such serious allegations, they have not taken any action against Brigadier Julius Mkhwanazi, did you just wash your hands? Once you became aware that they have not done anything in the face of such serious allegations, what was your part then?
When I became aware, can you repeat the question?
You say you referred them to the department.
Mm-hmm.
So there was an IPID report. It recommended that Julius Mkhwanazi be charged.
Mm-hmm.
You referred it to the department for Mapiaya to do something about it.
Mm-hmm.
You also referred it to legal to have a look at it.
Yes.
And we know nothing came of either the Mapiaya process or the legal process. Now you as city manager, in the face of such serious allegations that impact the city of Ekurhuleni, its credibility, its processes, because you've just said to us, if they entered into those memoranda, that's irregular and you would have done something about it.
Mm.
Now, I'm saying to you, when they did not do anything about it, what did you as city manager do? These are serious allegations, Dr. Mashazi. You can't have a situation where a security company that has no relationship with the city of Ekurhuleni brings cars to Ekurhuleni and they are registered in the name of Ekurhuleni, and then they are given back or they are never handed over to the city of Ekurhuleni. And then that very security company uses blue lights. And they use those blue lights because there's supposedly a memoranda concluded between Ekurhuleni and that security company authorizing them to make use of blue lights. I mean, those are serious allegations. And to me, it's not good enough to say, I referred it to MAPA, I referred it to head of legal. When they did not do anything, I also did not do anything. I find that very difficult to accept.
Okay, I take your point.
You have a comment?
No comment. We'll have a discussion with my attorneys around it.
Dr. Mashazi, maybe on this particular discussion, I know it's ahead in your statement somewhere, but maybe when you want to reconsider and discuss with your attorneys, you may want to have a look at your paragraph 91 in the statement, because in that paragraph, paragraph 91 of your statement, in that paragraph, you tell us who you referred the IP report to. And now you're saying something different. And maybe take that into account and see what you want to do with it. When you consult with your lawyers, you tell us that you referred it to Kemi Behari, and now you mention MAPA, and you haven't mentioned him in respect of this report.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Isaac Mapea, in terms of the IP report and in terms of his responsibility, he was supposed to discipline Julius. He was supposed to discipline him. Two, I referred the item to the report to Kemi because he's a lawyer. And I think it is our processes that any legal document must be sent to the head of legal to actually peruse and give the accounting officer an opinion on how to move forward. But the responsibility still lies with the chief of police to discipline Julius.
Yes. So did I mishear you then? Because I thought you said you referred the report to MAPA and Behari. Did I mishear that
you
part?
Misunderstood. Thank you, sorry. Thank you so much. The report was directly sent to MAPA from the IP. They wrote to him as the chief of police to discipline Julius.
Yes.
And later, the report was presented to me, and I found the report to be problematic in the sense that there were serious allegations. That's why I sent the report to Kemi, and for Kemi to actually advise me in terms of moving forward with the report.
Okay. Like I said, it's a topic later on, so I wod like to explore it further.
Okay,
so
sure.
I'll pause there for now. But maybe before you leave the topic you were discussing with Ms. Sillo, I just wanted to make a correction factually. At the bundle now, not the statement, the other bundle, at page 31, those emails, I think you and Ms. Sillo have said that the attachments to that email are the two memoranda. And maybe let's look at the memoranda and then I'll make the correction that I think needs to be made. And then you can say if I'm correct or not. So in that bundle, the two memoranda start at page 33. The first one is the Ekurhuleni Metropolitan and CAT VIP protection. That's at page 33. You see that. And then the next one is at page 30. Just if you would just hold on for me. The next one is at page 32, I think, 32, yes. And it's Ekurhuleni Metropolitan Police Department and Medicare 24, Emergency Medical Services, / Anubi Protection Services. You see that?
Commissioner Balwe, for the record, may I correct? The second one is at page 37. Not
Oh,
page
I do
32.
apologize. Indeed, page 37. I'm sorry. So you can see the one at page 37. It's different parties except for the Metropolitan. The other party is different. At 37,
Yes.
it's Medicare and Anubi's Protection Services. So it's a different protection services company. You see that? Okay. The correction I thought needs to be made is if you now go back to page 31, keeping in mind what I've pointed out now. If you go back to 31, that email there, the attachment is described as pre-final EMS and EMPD MOU. You see that?
Yes.
In fact, the subject ahead of that is pre-final EMS and EMPD MOU draft 1. And then the next one says EMS and EMPD MOU. None of these headings refer to CAT Protection Services or Anubi's Protection Services. You see the point I'm making?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it seems that we are talking about one memorandum that was attached and not two. And then the second point I just wanted to make sure we establish for the record is when you say the memoranda, you saw memoranda that were signed and you're referring to this, these two, the only signature that appears there is of Brigadier Mkhwanazi and no one else.
Yes.
All right. Thank you so much.